Section 18b Contemplation of the Body, Mindfulness of Breathing continued. Another very important, practical, and useful form of meditation is to be aware and mindful of whatever you do, physically or verbally, during the daily routine of work in your life, private, public, or professional. Whether you walk, stand, sit, lie down, or sleep, whether you stretch or bend your limbs, whether you look around, whether you put on your clothes, whether you talk or keep silence, whether you eat or drink, even whether you answer the calls of nature. In these and other activities, you should be fully aware and mindful of the act you perform at the moment. That is to say that you should live in the present moment, in the present action. This does not mean that you should not think of the past or the future at all. On the contrary, you think of them in relation to the present moment, the present action, when and where it is relevant. People do not generally live in their actions in their present moment. They live in the past or in the future. Though they seem to be doing something now, here, they live somewhere else in their thoughts, in their imaginary problems and worries, usually in the memories of the past or in desires and speculations about the future. Therefore, they do not live in nor do they enjoy what they do at the moment. So, they are unhappy and disconnected from the present moment with the work at hand, and naturally they cannot give themselves fully to what they appear to be doing. Sometimes you see a man in a restaurant reading while eating, a very common sight. He gives you the impression of being a very busy man, with no time even for eating. You wonder whether he eats or reads. One may say that he does both. In fact, he does neither. He enjoys neither. He is strained and disturbed in mind, and he does not enjoy what he does at the moment, does not live his life in the present moment, but unconsciously and foolishly tries to escape from life. This does not mean, however, that one should not talk with a friend while having lunch or dinner. You cannot escape life, however you may try. As long as you live, whether in a town or in a cave, you have to face it and live it. Real life is the present moment, not the memories of the past, which is dead and gone, nor the dreams of the future, which is not yet born. One who lives in the present moment lives in real life, and he is happiest. When asked why his disciples who lived a simple and quiet life with only one meal a day were so radiant, the Buddha replied, "They do not repent the past, nor do they brood over the future. They live in the present. Therefore, they are radiant. By brooding over the future and repenting the past, fools dry up like green reeds cut down in the sun." Mindfulness or awareness does not mean that you should think and be conscious, "I am doing this," or "I am doing that." No, just the contrary. The moment you think, "I am doing this," you become self-conscious, and then you do not live in the action, but you live in the idea, "I am," and consequently, your work too is spoiled. You should forget yourself completely and lose yourself in what you do. The moment a speaker becomes self-conscious and thinks, "I am addressing an audience," his speech is disturbed and his trend of thought broken. But when he forgets himself in his speech, in his subject, then he is at his best. He speaks well and explains things clearly. All great work, artistic, poetic, intellectual, or spiritual, is produced at those moments when its creators are lost completely in their actions, when they forget themselves altogether and are free from self-consciousness. This mindfulness or awareness with regard to our activities taught by the Buddha is to live in the present moment, to live in the present action. This is also the Zen way, which is based primarily on this teaching. Here in this form of meditation, you haven't got to perform any particular actions in order to develop mindfulness, but you have only to be mindful and aware of what you may do. You haven't got to spend 1 second of your precious time on this particular meditation. You have only to cultivate mindfulness and awareness always, day and night, with regard to all activities in your usual daily life. These 2 forms of meditation discussed above are connected to our body,